Hi guys! I'm gonna warn you ahead of time if you hear panting in the background or I start to spin randomly like this. It's because I've gotten a visit from one of my German Shepherds. She's trying to crawl under my desk and she doesn't really fit. This is a belated answer to a craft tag from my good sweet friend Janet at Crafted It Up and Creations. She tagged me back in June and it's been a tough year, but I'm making time now to get back on YouTube. Probably if I would stop petting this dog, she would leave and then we wouldn't hear her panting anymore. So on to the craft tag. So the first question is, what was the first thing you ever crafted? So I was thinking back, probably the very first thing I ever crafted would have been Christmas ornaments for our tree. We had a little artificial tree. To me it seemed huge, but it was probably like 5 feet tall, and we did not have enough ornaments for our tree, and so we went crazy making ornaments. My mom suggested that we make some ornaments, and I don't remember all of the ornaments we made, but they got pretty ridiculous. And I know at one point, and I was little, I actually glittered a toilet paper tube. That was my idea of a Christmas ornament, a glittered toilet paper tube. And my mom is so nice and so supportive. She let me leave that on there. And she not only let me leave that on the tree, she like packed it away with the ornaments. So that's probably the first thing I ever made. My great-grandmother crocheted, and she taught me how to crochet, but like, you know, a chain stitch. So I made a bookmark, which of course, as you know, if you've ever tried to just crochet a few, you know, the chain stitch, like a few rows, it turns into like a swirly curlicue. And then we, I think we stuck googly eyes on it. Anyway, that was kind of a thing back when I was a kid. And then when I was older, I might have made some Barbie items, and my mom took me to a little sewing class where we made a bag, but it's really pathetic because I still have the bag and I didn't finish it, and that has been my problem all my life, is being so slow at crafting. And yeah, I still have the bag with like the little hot air balloon partially applied. When I was in high school, I got into this weird thing where I don't know why I thought of doing this, but I started getting the junk mail and tearing it up, putting it and soaking it, and then putting it in the blender and turning it into paper pulp and shaping it into things. And I made a lot of hair barrettes. I would like shape them and then leave them out on foil to dry, and then I would paint them with acrylic paints and glue them onto those barrettes that you could buy. And my parents were so patient. I would have these things drying like all over the den floor on little pieces of foil. So that was, anyway. Favorite technique or medium? Probably spray painting things. You can completely and totally transform something just by spray painting it. I've spray painted everything from like flowers, not real flowers, like fake flowers, to just anything. Anything. And I also like dyeing and printing on papers, like eco printing. I discovered on Nick the Booksmith's YouTube channel how to do eco printing. Super ultra duper fun. And also not Crafted Up and Creations, Cheaply Chic, is that how you say it? On her channel I learned how to do like coffee dyeing and tea dyeing, so I like to do that too. Of papers. And then what medium would you like to try? I'd probably like to try paper pulp again, and I would like to get proficient at sewing. I just can barely sew. What are 3 of your favorite craft creations? A couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, no, I think it was 2 years ago, I made a patriotic wreath out of a pool noodle, and I think the reason that is one of my favorites is because, you know, the problem with the pool noodles when you're trying to make a big wreath out of a pool noodle is like it can be kind of egg-shaped, you know, and sag and stuff. and I got the idea to get a Dollar Tree hula hoop, the little one. I've got one over there, and a pool noodle over there, because I've been meaning to make another wreath. But yeah, you can take, there's just tape holding the hula hoop together, and you just take the tape off the hula hoop, you dump the little rocks out, little gravel, and then you shove the hula hoop into the pool noodle, and it helps it keep its shape, and I was so proud of myself for that. So that's probably my favorite thing. And then I also made some beach themed signs. They were designed by Janet of Crafting It Up and Creations. She is so sweet. I know that if you're watching this tag, you already know her and you already know all that. I will still link her channel below. I'll probably link the video that I copied her designs on these Dollar Tree signs, and she actually, I couldn't find the signs. I didn't even know her at the time. This is how sweet she is, and she sent me some of her extra signs she had, because they were already sold out by the time I saw the video. So I did that project with my mom. It was really nice, you know, to get to sit down and do that special project with her, and then my dad took pictures of us after we completed the projects, and so it's a really nice memory that I have, and that was super special. And so that may be like my absolute all-time favorite craft, because it makes me warm and fuzzy when I think about it, because it was just all the way around. Janet blessed me. I got to spend time with my mom. The pictures I have of me and my mom were taken of my dad, and he's passed since then. He's passed away, so that's probably my all-time favorite. Proud of the pool noodle idea, you know, with the hula hoop, but that one's probably my favorite. Oh, and also I got a whole set of little bitty Christmas houses at a thrift store one year for like $2, and they were drab and just dull looking. They were painted like little porcelain ceramic things, and all I did was I cleaned them up, and I took them out in the backyard and put them in a box to keep the overspray, and I took spray paint, but not opaque spray paint. All I did, I know some people will spray paint cheap houses like white or something, and that's very chic. What I did to these is I just spray painted them with clear gloss, and it really brightened up the colors and just made them look new. I gave them several coats so they were nice and glossy, and then I took them to my mom's house and got a Dollar Tree, I think, wreath. Yeah, it was a Dollar Tree evergreen wreath, and got some pipe cleaners or twist ties. I can't remember what I used, but I wired them onto that wreath. And then I took some Dollar Tree lights, Christmas lights in the yellow color, and I poked a light into the back of each of the houses, because the houses were made, you know, to have lights inside. And then, I wired the battery pack onto the back of the wreath, and I hung it on my parents' front door, and it was so pretty. All the little houses lit up, and it was like, what, $1 for the lights, $1 for the wreath, and $2 for the houses. And then I already had the gloss paint, you know, the gloss, I guess you call it paint. So that, I don't guess you can really count, so it was like $4, and I think it was $2 for, it was super cheap. I mean, it could have even been $1 or less for the houses, but I loved that craft. I've never been to a craft expo. That was question number 5. Question number 6, what was your first craft challenge you participated in? I don't know if I've been in a craft challenge. I did participate in I think it was 2016, the $5 Goodwill challenge, and that is not really a craft challenge. It can be. I kind of did something sort of crafty, I guess. Guess what I did? Spray painted. I got an old beat up pumpkin and I spray painted it, and I I got a vase, I think. Yeah, I got a vase and it had a chip on the edge, and I put gold washi around the edge so you couldn't see the chip. I thought that was pretty smart. And what else? I guess that's it. So that was fun, but it wasn't a crafting challenge. Favorite crafting tool? Well, you know, you'd think I'd say spray paint. Maybe I should say spray paint. I was going to say, though, my extremely basic, if you heard my drawer coming open, my incredibly basic, I have other paper cutters. You can see this is worn out, kind of, but this is, I got it online. It's called a line cutter. Anyway, it's, I guess it's a rotary cutter. It is very close at hand at all times, and I grab it all the time, you know, to use, and I use it in combination with this little cutting mat. And I've had the two of these things for about 10 years, and I use those things more than anything, so maybe that's my favorite. You know, I like spray paint too. Also like embossing things in my Cuttlebug, but you know, this is like, I couldn't get along without a paper trimmer, a paper cutter, and this is the one I use the most. So question 8 is favorite animal. So decorative wise, I would say my favorite animal is probably the owl. I have a thing for owls. I have for many years. My mom, owls were popular in the 70s, so my mom decorated with owls a lot, and I think that's why I like owls, because they're kind of cozy to me. And I also, of course, like dogs. All kinds of dog items. I got this for Christmas from my cousin. She also got me, oh, let's see. Oh, I got this for myself. Don't pay attention that it's dusty. I got this at Dollar Tree, and she got me the matching soap dish, which I keep my paper clips in. So dogs, and then vintage stuff, all kinds of vintage stuff. I also like turtles, and I like zebras. There's a movie that was one of my dad's favorites called Racing Stripes, and we watched it together, and it's about a zebra. And ever since then, where's my little zebra? Ever since then, I've had a thing for zebras. Oh, look! The zebra ring. So, yeah, like zebras. And, what's my other... Oh, and squirrels. I like squirrels a lot. One of my favorite books growing up was, what's it called? Susie Squirrel. And it's about this little squirrel that gets run out of her tree house by some mean squirrels. And you just... I don't have time to tell you about it now. It's a cute little book. I thought it was a cute little book. And so that's probably one reason why. Plus, I like to watch squirrels. They're just playful. Some people hate squirrels, but I really like them. Oh, I tried to make a clay statue of one of my dogs. On vacation one year, my husband and I got some clay. We tried to sculpt one of our dogs, and yeah. It looked like something Lucy Ricardo would have done. I'm not a sculptor. I also recently bought an owl ornament from the Dollar Tree because I want to try to recreate a wreath that I saw Janet make. Hi Janet! On her channel, Crafting It Up in Creations. It's beautiful. She got this gorgeous owl, and it was such a simple wreath she made. She nestled the owl in the wreath, and it was just beautiful, and I thought I would try to make a Dollar Tree version of that. But I haven't made it yet. Sometimes I have trouble getting started on my projects. And then let's see, question 10, which is probably the last question. Let's see here. Why do you like to craft? So why do I like to craft? I like to solve problems and like plan things out in my head and figure out how to get things done. And one of my favorite things is to see something I really like but it's really expensive and to figure out a way to make it for myself. That's probably my all-time favorite craft. Oh, and another thing would be like to recreate. I also like to recreate or also hunt down like prop lookalikes for some of my favorite TV shows and movies. Like as an example, on Rhoda, I really like Rhoda, the 70s show starring Valerie Harper, and she had a butterfly keychain and I couldn't find one like it anywhere, so I tried to make it out of clay. I didn't succeed yet. It was much too small. I tried to also make it with a shrinky dink and it shrank down way too small. But that's like on my list of things to craft, is to make myself, it's got to be durable. That's why I thought the shrinky dink thing would be a good idea, but I just need a really big, need to start with something really big because I want it to end up, you know, nice size like this, and mine ended up like that big. And I don't remember how I made the other one, but I made one out of polymer clay, but I don't think polymer clay is sturdy enough to be a keychain. And then I also like to like get on eBay and Craigslist and places like that and try to hunt down props too. Like I found the scarecrow, the like Beistel, is that how you say it? Scarecrow that hung on the wall of Amanda King's house in that show, that 80s show, Scarecrow and Mrs. King. But that's more of a hobby. I'm getting distracted. What else? Okay. Oh, who to tag? I would like to tag Ninju of N Does Crafts. She has a really interesting channel. She does all kinds of paper crafts and she's very inspirational. She has told the story on her channel of her, she has a low vision, and it's a very interesting story, and she's very, very inspirational. I actually just watched a video on another channel of hers where she does this amazing Indian dance. I'll link her channel down below, and you can check her out. I have copied several things that she made on her channel. And then who else? Oh, the other person I want to tag is Cheaply Chic. In addition to her YouTube channel, she has an Etsy shop, and one of the things I like most about her channel is like you can buy a junk journal kit in her Etsy shop, and then she will do videos giving you inspiration of how to use the journal and all of the ephemera that comes with it, and she does it every month, amazingly, and I've gotten 2 of them so far and they have been amazing. And if I could justify it and get away with it, I would buy one every single month with the extra ephemera kits. So far I've gotten 2, but actually I have been almost buying them every month since I discovered them, because I think I just kind of discovered her junk journals, that she sold junk journals like 3 months ago, and I bought 2 of them. So yeah, guess I have been buying them almost every month, but she's got a really great channel. You learn a lot even if you don't buy anything out of her Etsy shop. That's how I learned to tea dye and coffee dye paper, and how to get like images on the paper when you dye them, and how to do a junk journal, which I am kind of obsessed with junk journals right now. Kind of obsessed. So those are the people I want to tag, and I will give them a message on their channel, and hopefully, I know that they both put out lots of videos and they're both very busy ladies, so please don't feel pressured to answer this tag if you don't have time, ladies. But if you do, it's out there. And I would love to hear your stories and your answers to all these questions. So anyway, that's it. And I think next I am going to do, I think, a Dollar Tree haul. Bye.
Cheaply Chic. I can't ever say that right. Cheaply Chic has a really neat channel. She also has an Etsy shop. Golly, I can't talk. Cheaply, the other person I want to tag is Sheep. I can't say it. The other person I want to tag is Cheaply Chic. She has a whoa.